All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about real music and doing it in real time for a few real people just like you right there. And just like me here, I had someone else complaining about the pointing. Look, here's the deal. I went to go see this band, I don't know, early this year or last year, I can't remember now, called The Players, featuring Jeff Coffey and Keith Howland and Bill Champlin. And this is a good band. Sometimes I hang out with like Ed Toth as well. And so I'm hanging out with Keith Howland, who plays guitar and used to be in the band Chicago. And he comes up to me and he's like, "You." So, as much as people don't like the pointing, it's kind of like a business card for me. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Boy, that pointing is annoying. Well, it works for me. So I continue to do it. I know people don't like it, but I've noticed that other people don't do it. So it's kind of unique, right? I'm just going to keep doing it because it's unique. All right. So, you're getting old when albums are turning 40 years old and you're like, what? What? How? But this album here, which hit the world like a ton of bricks. This was not on anyone's bingo card. Like Dire Straits is going to be big in 1985. Why? Really a different sound. Again, and this by the way illustrates musical diversity and how it used to be a thing. And then grunge came along and wiped it all out. All right? All of that bluesy stuff, all that folky stuff, gone out the window. And of course, all the hair metal. Of course, the hair metal had to go away. But this band, and you notice that Dire Straits kind of folded up early 90s, right? They were gone. But this thing hit like a neutron bomb, all right? And it was like the perfect storm of awesome things happening. First of all, MTV, which was very popular. And then you had this crazy song called Money for Nothing, which has this insane buildup. And then Sting, right? Now, little political commentary here about Money for Nothing. I've noticed that the lyrics for the song have changed. And you got to go back and listen to the album version, the original album version, where you don't hear this watered down, politically correct, wimpy version of the song. Even Mark Knopfler or when he's sung this song more recently, he changes the lyrics. And if you know what I'm talking about, great. If not, you're going to have to go listen. But it's disappointing. This song had an edge to it when it came out. And by the way, nobody was offended in 1985 about this stuff. I don't think they censored it on MTV. I think they went full strength. Now, the full-length version of the song is infinitely better than the single edit version because you want to hear more of Mark Knopfler and his insane guitar riff. I mean, that guitar riff is right up there for me with like Smoke on the Water. It's just so distinctive. And the song itself is a tour de force. Now, again, nobody expected this band, which had more of a late 70s thing going on right through the early 80s. They couldn't get a lot of traction. They were getting some airplay on rock stations. Several great songs leading up to that point from when they began. Of course, everybody remembers Sultans of Swing, but they had a ton of great music from those early albums. And your good album rock station might play one or two of those today, but very rarely, But this thing was a juggernaut. So Far Away, Walk of Life. They also played, I believe, the song One World on rock stations, which is a kick-in song, has another great guitar riff, which a little bit reminiscent, a little bit of an offspring of Money for Nothing. But Why Worry, Ride Across the River, these were all big songs on rock stations. And some of those songs are kind of mellow. Why Worry is really a soft song. But yet, in the old days, you could play mellower music on rock stations and people wouldn't flip out. They wouldn't freak out and call it yacht rock or whatever. Oh, you're playing yacht rock on your rock station? No, we're playing good music on our rock station. Doesn't have to make your ears bleed to be good. So anyway, Mark Knopfler has weighed in on the success of Brothers in Arms. And yes, it is the 40th anniversary. So this is painful to realize it's been 40 years. This thing basically took over the airwaves for many months in 1985. Mark Knopfler says, well, it's tempting just to say, oh, it's nothing and downplay it. But thinking about Brothers in Arms now, it seems like that record meant so much to so many people. Adding that the album's success was a combination of luck and events crashing into each other. I would kind of agree with that. Like I said, it was on nobody's bingo card for this album to be a big deal. Knopfler suggests timing had a lot to do with the album's success, noting it helped that when it was released, they'd already had some hits in America. Plus, it was released just as the CD had been invented and got played in stores that sold audio systems to show off the equipment. Yeah, if you wanted to demonstrate how great your speakers were, you might want to put this album on because it'll give it a good old workout. That's where a lot of people first heard it, he says. Then the singles made it in different countries. Now, he doesn't talk about MTV, which quite honestly, I think MTV really made this album a huge success. He says, next thing you know, you're in the eye of the storm. This album, by the way, it says, was released on May 17th, 1985. And yes, was the band's most successful album. By the way, they are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Dire Straits, just in case you wanted to know. It's certified 9 times platinum in the U.S., and it was also the first album in history to sell over 1 million CDs. So here's one of them right here. And I think I have the remastered version of this somewhere in my music library as well. But 40 years is just insane. I don't get it. You know, it just, time keeps on slipping into the future. All right, so that's it. Dire Straits, if you don't have this album, you should get it. If not, go listen to it just to kind of reminisce. It's just one great song after another. Dire Straits should have had more longevity, although I hear certain band members didn't get along all that well. So that's one of the reasons the band folded up shop. And Mark Knopfler continues to put out really great music. Even recently, his stuff is high quality, and he's ranked as one of the greatest guitar players of all time, and deservedly so. So there you have it from me. Because I said it, that means it's true. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget, Buy Me a Coffee, YouTube memberships, PJ Rock Super Chats, Patreon, where we have conversations about all kinds of things, mostly music. What I often do over there is post tunes and then talk about the songs. And they could be new, they could be old. I did a Motown song the other day that I had kind of a mixed reaction to. I posted a new British classic rock sounding group called King, which they're not really that new, but a lot of people don't know about them. If you like Bad Company, you might really dig them, so you should check them out. I'll put a link, just because I love to put links if I remember to do it, but I'll put a link in the description of the video where you can check out this band called King. Yeah, it's like, you know, the King twice, but just King. They're from the UK, much like Dire Straits, and, you know, these are the heir apparents. Is that even a thing? The heirs apparent of what we once were listening to 40 years ago, and which is now really not a thing anymore. It's pretty sad. All right, I'm totally done now, I promise.